to the APT Foundation Gala. My name is David Parachini. I'm the chair of the board of directors, and on behalf of the other members of the board, let me welcome you to what has transformed itself into quite a different event than we had originally anticipated. This is the 50th anniversary celebration for the APT Foundation, and we were originally going to have an on-site event on Friday, September the 11th, and then the panic of the reality of the virus came along, and the financial and other complications that go along with that manifested themselves, and we very quickly realized that we would not be able to offer in celebration a traditional gala event. To that end, being the creative organization that APT has proven itself to be over the last 50 years, from the days of its founding by our forefathers and foremothers, we had a committee pull itself together and go over the plans for the event itself and come up with a very creative alternative which takes into account the reality of the circumstances which we find ourselves in. And so tonight is a virtual gala. It is going to be something that we've never tried before. It's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be a reminder to all of us of the ongoing changes that take place and have taken place in the past in the work of the APT Foundation in serving those who are struggling with issues of addiction and dependence. And so that's where we are. And I hope all of you will enter into this experience with enthusiasm and with creativity in your own hearts and minds, and we will see where this takes us. Who knows, perhaps this is one of many gala virtual events that we will be thinking about doing, and I am sure that we will find ways to involve the energies and the creative thoughts of not just our board and our staff, but also of our clients. And so without any further ado, let me introduce Lynn Madden, our executive director, who will introduce the work of the Gala Committee, and we'll go forward from there. So have a good time, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. I'm Lynn Madden. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the APT Foundation, and I am both honored and humbled to welcome you to APT's 50th anniversary celebration. The mission of APT is to promote health and recovery for those who live with substance use disorders and/or mental illness. This evening, we reaffirm our commitment to that mission by celebrating our founders, especially Dr. Herb Kleber, those whom we influenced, including our honorees, Doctors Kathleen Carroll and Julia Shi, both of whom I admire greatly, and celebrating the next generation of researchers, educators, and practitioners as they continue this important work. I want to thank the present day leadership of the APT Foundation, many of whom are here this evening, particularly Doctors Gretchen Hermes and Julia Shi for their medical direction, our board of directors, and the amazing senior management team. Every APT staff person contributes every day, and my thanks go out to each of them as well. I'd also like to be mindful of the many APT staff over the last 50 years who will not be mentioned by name this evening, but who have contributed greatly to the success of the organization, and more importantly, to the health and well-being of the clients that we serve. Our program this evening is made possible by generous sponsors whose donations also support special patient care programs such as art therapy, horticultural therapy, perhaps our supply closet at Residential Services that supplies our residents with diapers and formulas for their children, basic necessities such as socks and coats. Our gold sponsors are Hancock Pharmacy and Alert Security. Our silver sponsors are USI, the Workers' Comp Trust, Connecticut Mental Health Center, Braunstein and Tedisco, Westcon Tool, Mutual of America, and Red Rock Branding, who's producing this show this evening. Our bronze sponsors are the Wellness Patriots, Yale Fellowship in Addiction Medicine, Pro, Pistola and Associates in High-End Construction. Thank you very much, sponsors, many of whom are also friends and support us in lots of ways other than just monetarily. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. John Krystal, followed by Dr. Richard Shottenfeld, and then ultimately by Dr. Declan Berry. Dr. Berry will briefly highlight APT's rich history of research. I'll see you shortly. I hope you all enjoy this evening.
Hi everyone, I'm John Krystal, Chair of the Yale Department of Psychiatry. Congratulations to the APT Foundation on its 50-year anniversary. Addiction is such a terrible problem, and it affects so many people. I'm proud of the collaboration between our department and the APT Foundation. This collaboration began with Herb Kleber and has flourished under the leadership of Lynn Madden. I look forward to continuing the collaboration between the Department of Psychiatry and the APT Foundation as we move forward together to try to reduce the devastating impact of addiction. Again, congratulations, everyone.
Hi, I'm Richard Shottenfeld, talking from my new home in Washington, D.C., where I'm professor and chair of the Department of Psychiatry at Howard University. But most of you know me from my longtime home in New Haven and my work at Yale and the APT Foundation, where I served for varying periods as medical director and CEO. How I wish we were all together in person to celebrate this joyous and somewhat miraculous occasion, APT at 50. I'm so pleased that APT has continued to adapt, to innovate, and to find ways to do the essential work of providing health and recovery services for those who live with substance use disorders or mental illness. I want to thank Lynn Madden for inviting me to say a few words about the honorees and also about APT's founders and history. I also want to acknowledge the contributions of the APT Board of Directors, of everyone who works at APT to provide services, and especially the contributions of the thousands and thousands of patients and families who have trusted APT with their care and have helped everyone at APT figure out how to do it better and better. The honorees of the 50th anniversary celebration, Dr. Kathleen Carroll and Dr. Julia Shi, are two of the extraordinary people who have made APT what it is today, and each of them serves as a direct link between APT's history and its present and future. Kathy Carroll is one of the original Hot Five, the jazz combo of psychiatrists and psychologists, including Bruce Rounsville, Tom Costin, Stephanie O'Malley, Kathy, and me, recruited directly by APT's founders, Roz Liss and Herb Kleber, the mom and pop of the original team, and I guess we should call him Uncle Charlie Reardon. I think of us as a jazz combo or a jazz band because APT has always had the genius to encourage each of us to do what we do best, to play our own instrument, improvise off the melody or harmonics, make a riff, all for the common purpose and mission. For those of you who didn't have the great good fortune to work directly with Herb, Roz, or Charlie, the original jazz trio, Herb was the visionary, the storyteller, always curious and ready to try something new. One of Herb's favorite bits of advice was to use a new treatment early, while it still worked. And oh yes, Herb was willing to wear the white hat. Herb graciously allowed Roz, the business genius, to wear the black hat and take care of business, secure the funding, find the buildings, move into them in the middle of the night, and then apologize and get approval afterwards. Charlie was the medical director, the straight man, making sure that patients and families were getting the best services possible. At the time, an APT and SATU, the Substance Abuse Treatment Unit of the Connecticut Mental Health Center and the Yale Psychiatry Department, were completely interlocking organizations, with Herb, Roz, and Charlie running both. It had its advantages. With the assistance of a young financial whiz kid at the state substance abuse authority, Bob Cole, programs could be and were reconfigured between APT and SAT2 to make services more efficient or better without any prolonged delays, with a handshake, with a simple letter of agreement. It was a relationship of trust, and it worked when the organizations were smaller and first forming. And then when APT and SAT2 had grown a bit, it made sense to separate them and let them flourish independently. This brief history wouldn't be complete without also acknowledging Jerry and Ray Bryant, directors of the first two methadone programs, both with lived experience, both with deep ties to the communities APT serves, to the AIDS Interfaith Ministry, the Emmanuel Baptist Church, and the Reverends Elsie and Curtis Cofield, among others, and both passionate advocates for people struggling with addiction and for people in recovery. There's enormous wisdom in APT's history, and we have all learned, directly or indirectly, from the founders, our ancestors and predecessors. Kathleen Carroll, one of the original Hot Five, worked directly with Herb, Roz, Charlie, Jerry, and Ray. Kathy's genius has been systematically to figure out and identify the specific components of treatment that are effective and essential. Kathy has helped demystify treatment by breaking treatment down into its essential elements and most effective combinations. Her research has made it possible to train an expanding workforce to provide effective treatment and to allow patients and family members to have access to computer-based or web-based treatments that they can utilize on their own or in conjunction with a treatment program to support their recovery. Dr. Julia Shi's genius is in a different dimension. She plays a different instrument in the APT All-Star Jazz Band, building on the great tradition of APT Central Medical Unit founders and early leaders, Ann Williams, Susan Moldy, Sue Henry, and its doctors, Patrick O'Connor, David Feline, and now Jeanette Tetrault. Julia Shi is a genius in connecting in with individual patients and family members, a genius in providing expert and compassionate treatment and care, a genius in working collaboratively with an extended team across all of APT's programs and services. There isn't anyone connected with APT who doesn't know or hasn't heard about Dr. Julia Shi and who doesn't love her. Isn't that what APT is all about? Developing and providing the best, expert, compassionate, and respectful health and recovery services for patients, families, and communities. The APT 50th anniversary celebration honorees, Dr. Kathleen Carroll and Dr. Julia Shi, bring the mission to life and exemplify APT's highest ideals. Congratulations, Kathy and Julia. Congratulations and happy 50th anniversary, APT Foundation.
I'm Declan, and I'm proud to serve as Director of Research at APT. On this 50th year celebration of APT's founding, it is fitting that we reflect on some of the many research highlights that have marked its first 50 years. In 1970, Dr. Herb Kleber, a faculty member in the psychiatry department at Yale School of Medicine, founded the Addiction Prevention and Treatment Foundation, which later became known as the APT Foundation. Dr. Kleber is now recognized as a pioneering researcher in addiction medicine. His early mentees included Drs. Tom Costin, Bruce Ransville, and Richard Shottenfeld. Together, they conducted groundbreaking research at APT that elucidated the medical and psychiatric comorbidities of substance use disorders, and they evaluated innovative treatment approaches for a variety of substance use disorders, which often combine pharmacotherapy and psychotherapy. This illustrious trio went on to mentor other APT-affiliated researchers who have had a lasting impact on the field, including Drs. Kelly Evans, Sam Ball, Kathleen Carroll, David Filene, Joel Galertner, Sonia Luther, Art Morgulin, Alison Oliveto, Patrick O'Connor, Mark Potenza, Elise Triffelman, and others. Currently, APT is a research home to a cadre of well-known addiction researchers with expertise in internal medicine. For example, Drs. Kenny Morford, Julia Shi, and Jeanette Tetrault. Neuroimaging, for example, Drs. Kathleen Garrison, Helena Rutherford, Dustin Shinost, and Sarah Yip. Infectious disease, for example, Drs. Rick Altis, Mike Copenhaver, Jamie Meyer, and Sandra Springer. Pain management, for example, Drs. Declan Barry, Mark Beitel, Christopher Cutter. Parenting, for example, Drs. Tom McMahon and Nancy Suckman. Sleep medicine, for example, Drs. Nancy Rediker and Clara Yagi. And public health, for example, Drs. Robert Heimer and Lynn Madden. In addition to conducting randomized clinical trials on treatment efficacy and effectiveness, these researchers are conducting novel studies to facilitate the training of providers on evidence-based practices. As we see in this clip, in the last 50 years, APT has honored the legacy of its founder, Dr. Herb Kleber, by being the location of innovative and cutting-edge research funded by the National Institutes of Health and other agencies, and being on the forefront of applying research to clinical practice to benefit our patients and the community.
Hi, I'm Sky.
And I'm Stephanie, and we work in the research department.
And we'd like to begin by saying that we're honored to be a part of the 50th anniversary celebration of an organization that does such important work.
It's even more special because the foundation has taken the opportunity to honor 2 women who've been so integral to the success of the foundation over the past several decades and who happen to be our bosses.
We've been fortunate to work with Dr. Shi and Dr. Carroll on many projects over the years. And one thing that stands out to us is that despite the complexities that might come up in any situation, they approach everything with grace, integrity, compassion, and authenticity.
We're so honored to work with both of you. Congratulations and happy anniversary to the APT Foundation, and cheers to 50 more years.
Hello, everyone. I've been dropping the link to the APT Foundation Silent Gala, the silent auction, into the chat. We have 22 items to choose from. Donate to a good cause and know that we are all winners here tonight supporting the APT Foundation. The auction will close at 6:45 this evening. Have fun.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Freeman. I'm the Director of Clinical Operations for the APT Foundation. During the past year, we had several retirements of other long-term employees, including the much beloved Susan Henry, the Director of the Central Medical Unit, and the equally beloved David Relier, who worked in our Budget and Planning Office. With those retirements, I am now one of the longest-serving staff members. That's an honor that I share with Dr. Julia Shi, the Central Medical Unit, who of course is one of our honorees tonight, and Lucia Wilson, who is the Health and Safety Compliance Manager here at APT. And Lucia currently holds the distinction of being the longest serving staff person. On Monday, it'll be my 33rd anniversary of the APT Foundation. I've been on hand, firsthand participant in the ongoing growth of the organization and the development of our patient care and research initiatives, both of which are important to the APT Foundation's founders and remain so today. The ongoing growth of our development of our treatment services for the benefits of our patient population really is one of the prime reasons for my longevity here at the APT Foundation. Believe me, in the years I've been here, we've come far as an organization, and it is truly exciting to see. To that extent, we're excited to highlight our intramural research program that we developed during the past several years at APT with the encouragement of our board of directors. Many of these projects grew out of our own program improvement activities. These range from our open access model of treatment that truly brings treatment on demand and the vital element of patient choice to the forefront of care. Likewise, to ongoing research into pain management, adolescent and young adults, older adults, and medical concerns. They're all unique areas that present challenges to our patient population and affect treatment outcomes. Initially, under the director and leadership of Dr. Stan Ball and now Dr. Declan Berry, APT funds research that uses our own data generated from our own quality improvement exercises that used to develop conference presentations, continuing education programs, and peer-reviewed publications. This all further advances our knowledge of the people we serve and how best to do so. Throughout the evening, you'll be hearing from our clinical operations team, beginning next with our Access Center, the front door to the APT Foundation and our services, led by co-directors Scott Farnham and Erica Kanata, and initially led by Kathy Eggert, who now leads the Legion Clinic. So again, congratulations to our honorees, and please enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Erica Kanata. I'm the co-director for the Access Center and Ambulatory Services. I've been working for the APT Foundation for 9.5 years, and tonight I am very excited and proud to be a part of APT Foundation's 50th year celebration. I also want to say congratulations to both Dr. Shi and Dr. Carroll, and I look forward to celebrating with everybody virtually tonight.
Hi everyone, Matt here, Administrative Supervisor at the Access Center at Long Wharf. Been with the Foundation for about 10 years now. Just want to wish the APT Foundation a happy 50th anniversary and give a special shout out to the intake and administrative team that continue to do such a wonderful job taking care of our clients and making sure their needs are met. Just want to continue to do what we do and be great at it. Happy 50th.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly McElraith, Director of Nursing Methadone Services, and these are the nurses of Access Center. I'm going to start with Josh. Josh, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Joshua, I'm a licensed practical nurse. I've been with the APT over 3 years.
My name is Jarcia, I'm a registered nurse. I've been with the APT for 3 years.
Oh, hi, I'm Shantae. I've been with the APT for maybe 4 or 5 years now. DOC nurse.
Hello, I'm Jana. I've been with APT for about 3 years myself.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly McElraith. I've been with the organization since the beginning of the pandemic, so it has been an adventure to say the least. I'm so grateful to be working with this group of professionals and with our client population. Even with the pandemic, we're growing, we're innovative, we're trying to meet the needs of our community, and really APT has been the leader of this. I'm so proud to be here.
Hi, I'm Bianca, and I'm a counselor at the Access Center, and I've been working with the APT Foundation for the past 6 years.
And I'm Brian. I'm a clinician at the Access Center, and I've been working with the APT Foundation for the past 12 years.
And we want to wish the APT Foundation a happy 50th anniversary, and thank you for all your years of service and dedication to our clients.
And a special congratulations to Dr. Shi and Dr. Carroll for their continued dedication and outstanding services that they provide for our clients.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chris Evans, and I run the Vocational Services here at APT Foundation. My team and I help those living with substance use disorders go back to work. We meet with those receiving treatment among the APT Foundation's 4 clinics and residents. Every year, scores of people in our vocational programs return to work or education, leading to competitive, gainful employment. And while working with our supported employment team, these folks earn taxable wages of up to $1 million. We are financially supported by the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services and receive technical and administrative support from the APT Foundation. Among our community partners are area employers, the American Job Centers, New Haven Adult Education, and Gateway Community College, a job. It gives us identity, structure, and a routine. It contributes to our health and our recovery, all in an environment alongside others in the community. That's APT Vocational Support.
For over 30 years, APT Vocational Support has assisted thousands of individuals living with substance use disorders return to work or school. Our dedicated team of employment specialists are now leading this same effort into the next half century. So happy 50th birthday, APT Foundation, from all of us in Vocational Support.
Hello again, everyone. How nice to hear messages from so many of the APT staff. I'm going to try to catch us up to APT Foundation today, and we're going to do a little bit of that by the numbers. Last year, for example, APT Foundation, in its 50th year, had over 300,000 direct service encounters. We cared for almost 8,000 unique individuals. We conducted 2,313 walk-in evaluations. Those are all without appointment. And we've now grown to 347 amazing employees. Over these past few years, we have been able, due to our good fortune and a hard, dedicated work by our staff, we've been able to move ourselves out of just New Haven, closer to where some people live. We have created locations in North Haven. That was our first out of New Haven location in a building that we own. That was the first property that APT Foundation has ever owned. We have a property in West Haven that we own. That is a methadone treatment program as well. We have our Congress Avenue location. We now own that building. We also own our residential services building out in the Westville area of New Haven that has a capacity for 170 patients. What that means is we only rent one space, and I'm standing in it. Our space, our administrative office is at 1 Long Wharf. And so by building buildings on our own, we have been able to design spaces that are much more patient-friendly, that allow our patients a lot of privacy and comfort, and really reduce our operating expenses, because people aren't necessarily thrilled about having substance abuse treatment programs in their backyards. It can be very expensive to find and rent spaces. So we've done a terrific job in that way, and we are looking for space. So if anybody sees a building that has enough space for admin services, access center, and the central medical unit, we are interested. We have about a couple years longer on our lease here at Long Wharf. You've heard a little bit tonight about our unique approach to treatment entry. Treatment entry is critical from a public health point of view, both from the wider community, but also from the individual patient perspective. When people are ready for treatment, it's really important to meet them, to capitalize on that motivation and meet them right where they are. So we have a unique open access program, walk-in evaluation 5 days a week. Some days we've had as many as 28 or 30 people walk in. Some days we have 3 people walk in, and we've dedicated ourselves to staying here that day, the day that people show up, and taking care of them. People are offered treatment, appropriate treatment, on the very same day that we meet them, whether that be a medication, whether that be medication in groups, whether it be a psychiatry service, a primary care service. We offer everybody care the day that we meet them. Everyone is invited in, and there's no waiting. What we've learned from doing that is that people really will come, and they'll come back, especially if the door is open to them. And I'd like to say the open door has held up during COVID. This has been a challenging 6 or 7 month time period. On March the 16th, late in the day, we received guidance from our Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services here in Connecticut that allowed us to change the way that we prescribed methadone in particular, so that people could have more take-home doses. We have stayed open every day. We have reduced foot traffic in and out of our programs by 75%. while continuing to care for every single patient. We continue to admit patients. We continue to provide them with all of the primary care and other care services that are necessary for them to stay well, to get well, and to enter care. So I can't tell you how proud I am of the staff of the APT Foundation and their terrific response during really what is a syndemic time period. So not only do we have the COVID pandemic, we continue to have the amazingly negative crisis of the opioid epidemic that is sweeping our country and much of the world. And APT Foundation continues to be here, and we continue to respond. So that was a very quick way of bringing you up to the present day. We're still in phase 2, according to Governor Lamont. And we'll hear next a few more messages from APT staff and then from APT board members. And then after that, we get to introducing our honorees, and there'll be some live speakers here helping us do that, Dr. Ayana Jordan and Dr. Jeanette Tetrault. So enjoy.
Hi, my name is Michelle Bissell, and I've worked at APT Foundation for almost 21 years as the Director of Administrative Services. I want to wish APT the happiest of 50th anniversary celebrations. Here's hoping for 50 more. My favorite part about working for APT is when a complete stranger who's just found out where I work comes up to me and says, APT Foundation saved my life. How many people get to experience that? It's a wonderful thing. Happy anniversary, APT Foundation. I hope everyone has a great time at the celebration this evening.
Happy 50, APT Foundation. My name is Lynn. I've worked at APT for 27 years, managing information technology and business communication tools. I've witnessed APT advancing treatment and research over the years. APT was founded just before the sad start of America's war on drugs. Today, we are in the middle of the opioid crisis as the COVID pandemic rages on. Whatever the future holds, APT will be at the forefront. We are that kind of organization today.
Congratulations, APT Foundation, on your 50th anniversary. I'm Betty Levy, and I'm a member of the APT Board of Directors for over 30 years. I consider myself one of the luckiest people in the world because for over 30 years I worked at a job that I loved, representing people with disabilities. I was honored to join the Board of Directors, and after getting to know many of the APT Foundation staff and my fellow board members, my feelings of admiration and gratitude grew. It is not easy to represent people with severe physical and mental impairments. But when you represent people with addictions, it adds an entirely different level of difficulty. But APT's mission is not only to treat each patient medically, but psychologically and socially, and as part of a family and a community. Congratulations to Lynn Madden, our CEO, to Dave Parachini, our board chair, to my friends and colleagues on the board of directors, to the entire APT Foundation staff, and to you, to all our dear supporters who enable APT Foundation to continue to treat, to innovate, and to lead in the field of addiction. We could not do it without you, and we are very grateful. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ismini Petrakis. I'm a professor of psychiatry at Yale University and the director of the Addiction Psychiatry Fellowship. The APT Foundation has been an integral part of our training program for many years. In fact, I trained at the APT Foundation when I was a resident. In my third year, I spent some time at the Legion Avenue Methadone Clinic, and then again at the APT Foundation when I was a fellow. My experience at Legion Avenue solidified my interest in addiction psychiatry. Since then, the APT Foundation has been an integral part of our training program. Our residents train there. 2 out of our trainees every year are located almost full-time at the APT Foundation. It has become a very sought-after placement, and every year more residents than can be accommodated at APT subscribe to the APT Foundation. They are drawn to it because of its emphasis on an opiate use disorder, its role in the community, and for the wonderful teaching experience it provides. We are so grateful to have the APT Foundation as a partner. I want to have a special thanks for Lynn Madden, who's the Executive Director. Her support for our fellowship has been unwavering. She has committed to training our fellows both by providing a stipend to pay their salary, but also in terms of the educational experience. I also want to thank Gretchen Hermes, the medical director, who spends many hours training our residents and trying to come up with the best experience for them. Declan Barry also provides incredible supervision for our trainees, as do the frontline staff. I also, of course, want to thank the patients, without whom we could not make this. Thank you very much for all your help for all these years.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Patrick O'Connor. I'm the Chief of General Internal Medicine at Yale. My relationship with the APT Foundation began in 1986 when I was in search of a home where I could learn the ropes as an addiction medicine physician. APT became that home for me, and I am forever grateful. This was at a time when the HIV epidemic was exploding in New Haven due to injection drug use, and APT needed help addressing this crisis. This help came in the form of the Central Medical Unit. Richard Shottenfeld recruited me to join APT as the medical director of the CMU, and together we worked to build CMU into a unique model of integrating addiction treatment and primary care. Tonight's honorees, Kathleen Carroll and Julia Shi, have both played key roles in CMU and APT's journey. With the help of Kathy, Julia, and other Yale researchers at APT, we subsequently demonstrated that primary care-based buprenorphine is indeed highly effective. And as they say, the rest is history. And finally, congratulations to Lynn Madden for her leadership of the APT Foundation, and congratulations to all of the staff at the APT Foundation.
Congratulations, Dr. Shi and Dr. Carroll, as you are honored by the APT Foundation at its 50-year anniversary celebration. When Dr. Kleber began the APT Foundation 50 years ago, he wanted to assist people with substance use disorder into recovery. He also wanted to use evidence-based practices based on research protocols so they would have appropriate treatment. Dr. Shi and Dr. Carroll have continued the work of Dr. Kleber with their research and their primary care services. I am so proud to say that I worked with both of them. I retired from the APT Foundation after 30 years in March. I was the Director of Primary Care Services and Nursing, and as such, I worked with Dr. Shi every day for 28 years. I remember when Dr. Shi came to work as a fellow, and I was really impressed with how she really seemed to become a member of the team quite quickly. I was also impressed by her dedication and her knowledge. Dr. Shi treated each person as an individual, and each person she saw had an individualized care plan for them. I was very lucky to work with Dr. Shi. She was a wonderful mentor to me. I could count on Dr. Shi, I could trust Dr. Shi, and I miss her every single day. I was so grateful to have Dr. Carroll work with the CMU team many times with research that Dr. Shi was participating in, and it was lovely to work with her and her team. Always professional, always caring about the patients, and hoping that some kind of new treatment could come along. It was a wonderful 30 years. I am very, very proud to say I was an employee of the APT Foundation. Again, congratulations to Dr. Shi and to Dr. Carroll, and also happy 50th anniversary, APT Foundation.
It is my honor and pleasure to say a few words about Dr. Kathleen Carroll. Kathy Carroll is part of the original cohort of addiction researchers at Yale that really paved the way for all of us who subsequently came and are doing research in this department. I remember Kathy from when I was a resident. She and the other addiction researchers were in the little yellow house behind the Connecticut Mental Health Center. Of course, they were not given a place in part of the main center because addiction research at the time was really on the side. Nevertheless, Kathy has had an amazing career. She is known as somebody who has developed some of the integral behavioral treatments for addiction psychiatry, and more recently has translated them to be done virtually. And of course, this is a big part of our field at this time. She has been a mentor to a lot of people, including myself. For some of my earliest clinical trials, she was helpful in helping me analyze the data. This award is well deserved. She is a hardworking person. She's known as a great grant writer and a great colleague. Congratulations, Kathy. This is very well deserved.
Good evening, App Foundation. Happy anniversary for 50 years. It's a beautiful life. Well, I ain't got the time for sitting around and whining. I ain't had your loving in such a damn long time. But I'm coming around, and I'm waiting on your hand. When I'm dancing out at midnight, prancing around everyone, I try to find a room to make my spirit move. You got me in the mood. It's been a long time coming. You make me feel alive. It's been a long time coming, but I got it down. It's a beautiful life. Well, pretend that you just met me. Don't know my weakness. I walked into the room and honey, I took your breath away. Hey. It's a matter of attraction. Can't please everyone. The one thing you can do is, honey, try to please yourself. And then you got it made. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. You make me feel alive. It's been a long time coming, but I got it down.
Well, I am so excited to introduce the honoree, my mentor, Dr. Kathleen Carroll. This has been a wonderful event, and we all need some happiness right now, so I'm glad to be here. The best and brightest will be toppled if they can't inspire others. It takes a dynamic person with a positive, honest, forward-looking attitude to inspire and influence the people involved in building and growing enterprises and communities. Those are words from best-selling author Faisal Hoque. Kathleen Carroll embodies this sentiment. Brilliance, courage, strength, radical acceptance, and love personified. The depths of her contribution to the field of addiction are simply unparalleled. Her ability to lead compassionately and lift others while climbing is indeed a gift from the Creator. When gathering comments in preparation for this honor, members of her team sent me copious notes that I could not really capture in 3 minutes. But one that I was deeply affected by was from someone that had been with Kathy for over 35 plus years, who literally started tearing up just thinking about how Kathy has enriched so many lives, both personally and professionally. Y'all gotta give me 30 seconds. This is a lot going on. The opiate crisis, the pandemic, anti-Black racism, it's a lot. So I'm very happy. I'm really moved right now. Kathy is recognized internationally as a leader in the field of addiction treatment research, yet she has remained one of the most down-to-earth and humble people around. She can fly giving talks at prestigious conferences and institutions all around the world, but is honored to be sharing a discussion with research team members in a small leaky room in the basement of a VA building, and apparently in a yellow building behind CMHC. I didn't know that. Those who have had the good fortune to work with her truly feel like a family, and she treats every person as an important part of that family. She has been there for us through the ups and downs, sharing in our joy and in our grief, always supportive and never hesitating when someone or something is needed. Though we all know she, as a rule, is the smartest person in the room, she praises others for their accomplishments, no matter how small, and never takes credit for her role in those accomplishments. She has the utmost scientific integrity while also keeping in mind the greater good, which is to improve the treatments available for those seeking help with addiction, often those who are the most marginalized. And she has instilled that into each one of us who works with her. That's what a true mentor is. Someone to both teach and guide others on their career path, but also to serve as an example for what others aspire to be. She is a woman of complexity, character, insight, and extreme patience. A true inspiration for the field. I'd like to close with words by Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People may even forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Kathy, we love you. We honor you. Bruce is here in this moment, looking down. Congratulations on this honor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jordan. That was beyond nice. You're just incredible, and I love you. I am so deeply honored to receive this recognition, and I do want to thank the Gala Committee, Lynn and the APT leadership, and all of you here for your wonderful support of the APT Foundation and its work. During this time when there has been so much suffering and uncertainty, it is really wonderful to have an occasion like this, a real opportunity to celebrate something great. APT at 50. And I gotta say, I am very humbled by all the nice things Ayana said about me. But if any of them are actually true, it's because very early on, I figured out how to surround myself with great people and learn everything I could from them. Without a doubt, two of the most influential people in my life have been the late and truly great Dr. Herb Kleber, and especially Roz Liss. These are my mom and dad at work, who together founded this great institution. From Herb, I learned how to do clinical research, which can only be done by having strong bidirectional relationships with the best clinical programs and just a little wheeling and dealing on the side to make it happen. And from Roz, I learned that it was all about putting the patients first, which made her 12-hour workdays just fly by. And that's what Make Apps works. It's really kind of funny because I've always felt like I'm a newcomer to APT because I've only been around since 1982. So I missed the first 12 years during which Herb and Roz launched their visionary products, such as projects, such as initiating a primary care center, CMU, within a multimodal substance abuse treatment program, APT Vocational Services, APT Alpha House, which was a residential program for adolescents, which included high quality education, and especially landmark research projects that Declan talked about, some of the first studies of naltrexone, clonidine, and the importance of understanding the role of psychiatric disorders in the treatment of addiction. What's so special about APT always is that the research really informs the clinical work and vice versa. And so it's no surprise that many of the great advances in the treatment of substance use disorders have been studied early on or first at APT, including BUP and primary care, integrated HIV care, our little CBT for CBT, and so many others. I think, though, that Herb and Roz's greatest achievement was attracting a staff of some of the most incredible people I've ever met, who gave APT its strong foundation that thrives and still grows today, as you can see. The list is long and my 5 minutes are short, but if I'm any good at this, my first and only job in life, it's because of the people that Roz and Herb brought into APT early on, like Charlie Reardon, the amazing Jerry and Ray Bryant, all of whom were incredibly patient with a young kid from the Midwest who came to New Haven knowing nothing. APT is also very special because of the incredibly talented and resourceful staff who have been with APT even longer than I have. People like David Relier, Lucia Wilson, Martha Wright, and so many others. So I still, to this day, miss my talks with the tough but loving nurses, Barbara Clinton and Isola Hogan, as well as my big brothers, Bruce Rounsaville, Tom Costin, and Richard Shottenfeld. CMU in particular has been blessed for many years with the best addiction medicine clinicians, even the best doctors I've ever known, including Patrick O'Connor, Susan Moldy, Sue Henry, Jeanette Tetrault, and of course my partner in crime, Julia Shi. So let us raise a glass of whatever and toast our founders and teachers from the early years, as well as Lynn Madden and the leadership who will ably guide APT into the next 50, to APT, past, present, and future. Thank you very much for this great honor.
Hello. It's truly an honor for me to honor one of my forever mentors, Dr. Julia Shi, at this important event. In 2007, I was negotiating my first faculty position at Yale in general internal medicine with Dr. Patrick O'Connor. We were exploring options for clinical work, and he reviewed the typical clinical appointments: inpatient attending, primary care clinic at Yale. Or he said, I have another opportunity I think you will really love. It's working at the Central Medical Unit of the APT Foundation. He said, if it doesn't work out, we can always find something else for you to do. Well, I can honestly say, 13 years later, with regard to my professional career, it is the best decision I have ever made. Needless to say, we didn't have to find something different for me to do. I've been plenty busy. I'll never forget my interview with Julia and Susan Henry at the Legion Clinic. They told stories about how they worked together every day for 20 years. They talked about engaging in clinical research, being among the first in the city to treat patients with buprenorphine, and the absolute joy they got out of caring for patients while treating them through their treatment journey. I left that meeting thinking to myself, man, I want to be just like them. And it's a sentiment I still strive toward every day. Dr. Shi has truly always been ahead of her time. She's a primary care doctor at heart who has this remarkable expertise in the treatment of substance use disorder. More than that, however, Dr. Shi has truly mastered the concepts of patient-centered care and shared decision-making long before it was in vogue. I remember struggling with one of my first patients on how to manage them, and I walked into her office and I said, what do I need to do for this patient? And she said to me, have you asked them what they want to do? And that has become the platform for which I now talk to all my patients at almost every visit. And I always think of Dr. Shi when I say that. And so it became that whenever I had a clinical dilemma, the first person I would call would be Dr. Shi. But above and beyond that, she became my go-to person for my life dilemmas. When I found myself without a nanny for my 2-year-old daughter, Dr. Shi said, my daughter will be your nanny. And Katie did become my nanny, and I saw her on here today. She taught my daughter, who was 2 at the time, how to identify her ABCs, how to swim, and to recognize that she no longer needed a pacifier to sleep. And then Katie went on to become a pediatrician. Looking back, Katie was more qualified to take care of my child than I was. And of course she was. She was Dr. Shi's daughter. So as I was preparing my remarks for tonight, a number of words came to mind to describe Dr. Shi. Dedicated, dependable, diligent, energetic, resilient, full of grit. Her work ethic is like nothing I have ever seen before. However, I didn't think it was fair for me to be the only one to get to share how I feel about Dr. Shi. So I asked our current and prior addiction medicine fellows who have been lucky enough to work with Dr. Shi and learn from her to tell me the first word that comes to mind when they think of Dr. Shi. My inbox exploded with adjectives to describe Julia. These include remarkable, caring, compassionate, and wise. 2 fellows independently used the term masterful. One went on to say, there is no one more masterful at navigating chaos with poise and grace than Dr. Shi. Another fellow called Dr. Shi a warrior. She went on to say, she is not only a prolific provider, but a ruthless advocate for patients. One of our fellows, now turned faculty, shared this anecdote. When I started fellowship, Dr. Shi said to me, this is the best job. You are going to love caring for these patients. I got to see firsthand how much she cared about her patients, and in turn, how much they cared about her. 3 years later, I'm still here at APT. I recognize the truth in Dr. Shi's words. This is the best job, and I absolutely love my patients. And I'm so privileged to work under the guidance of Dr. Shi. Probably my favorite description that came into my inbox of Dr. Shi is, Dr. Shi is a total badass. And I couldn't agree more. The fellow went on to say, literally nothing stops this woman. She doesn't see any obstacles, she just quickly navigates around them. She is such an inspiration. And I know I can never be just like her, but when I think of Dr. Shi, I think life goals. So there we have it, folks. Dr. Shi is a compassionate and masterful warrior who is a total badass, who has inspired so many of us to be better and to do better. And she sets the standards by which we set our life goals. So with that, I am so proud to stand with my friend and colleague, Dr. Ayana Jordan, to honor 2 fierce, trailblazing women who've guided us and scores of others at achieving our own personal goals and learning what it truly means to impact the lives of those we serve. I vow to carry that torch forward as a woman in medicine, doing my best to inspire others to do this work. And if I can be 1/2 of the mentor Dr. Shi has been to me, I will have accomplished a lot. Congratulations to you, Julia. I hope you know how loved you are.
Oh my gosh, Jeanette, how can I top that? I prepared something, but first I just want to make sure that you all know I'm so thrilled to be here with the best of the best. I think honoring the APT Foundation 50th anniversary, and I think this is really a collective celebration. I just want to give my sincere thanks to everyone here, Lynn, Madden, the APT board, the senior leadership, and definitely everybody at CMU. The nursing staff, the APRNs, and I am so fortunate to be working over the past 30 years with all these amazing people. I think Patrick had mentioned that I basically got recruited by Dr. O'Connor and Dr. Shottenfeld like about 30 years ago. Can you believe it? And it was for I think Dr. O'Connor was gonna move back into Yale, and I just was gonna be the physician staff working at CMU. And then Dr. Shottenfeld came up with a brilliant idea, said, oh, I have something else for you. Call me up and say, you want to be a Yale fellow in substance abuse? That's what at that point in time. And I think how can I say no, right? All the now yellow fellows can imagine. So I say, sure, why not? So anyways, and that was history. That was from there. I think I was like one of the first non-psychiatrists that was in the fellowship. And it was really, I would say, trailblazing, only because I think my heart is in clinical work. And I was hungry to learn about substance abuse, and I think I learned a lot from, you know, the Yale crew, all the Dr. Shottenfeld and his musicians. And most importantly, I think I learned from all my patients. I think that is what I'm so grateful for. At CMU at that time, I don't know if Dr. Tetrault had been there, was 914 and a half Howard Avenue. I don't know if anybody know that building. It is like the back alley of behind Yale. I mean, more than a back alley. I think the campus is basically a big dirt lot with a couple of buildings surrounding it. And I think it's right next to Legion, where all the buildings are kind of jumbled up and like kind of connected. You have no idea how kind of back alley it is. But, you know, we all kind of survived that era, and that's where patients come into treatment. In my first days at APT, I was really impressed with all the wonderful people and dedicated to working with the patients. There's so many names. I think Dr. Shottenfeld had talked about, you know, the jazz musicians in the group, and I think I'm like so happy that I was able to work in them. I don't know how they can dream up with these great ideas. And I mean, Dr. Carroll can put it on paper and then perform the research and then come out and write it up just like that. And I definitely, all the counselors, all the nurses that had come before us who may be here and who may have left. I definitely want to give a shout out to Susan Henry, my partner in crime for the past 30 years. I don't think Susan actually is retired yet. So at some point in time, I think we're gonna pull her out of retirement. Susan, to me, the first day, when she walked across that dirt lot, what impressed me the most was that every single person across the dirt lot from administration knows Susan. Everybody knows her name, and Susan knows everyone. I mean, I think to me, that is what I want to emulate, is that I can be as friendly and kind and compassionate and understand like Susan at that point in time. I think Susan was working maybe like a year before me that time. It was just absolutely amazing. And I think over the years, Susan and I have seen so many iterations of CMU and the APT Foundation. And I could not have done it without Susan. I think Dr. Tetrault can totally say that. The early days of CMU, there were so many really interesting things going on. And research-wise, at that point in time, clinical care was actually free, because I have no idea how Roslyn's come up with this, but we see patients when they want to be seen. Oh, I never need to worry about a bill. We draw blood, we do this and that. No idea how that happens. But magically, things get done. One of the first projects I think Dr. O'Connor had handed me was the outpatient detox program. I don't even know if that any time will we be able to do this ever. But back 30 years ago, in the back room of 914 and a half Howard Avenue, in these little cots, I think we put patients in floored withdrawal with naltrexone. I don't think we would ever want to do that again. But there are some seriously sick patients, and somehow at the end of the day, we were able to wrap them up, send them out, and patients come back, which is the most amazing thing, because they needed treatment so badly. And there are so many stories. I know Dr. Tetrault, we had shared quite a few, but there's so many more. And then there is the AIDS epidemic, and I know Dr. O'Connor mentioned that, and the hepatitis C. We've just first found out how to even, identify hepatitis C. And CMU was really in the forefront of providing care for patients with HIV way before even the AIDS clinic happened at Yale. I have met so many interesting patients with amazing life stories. And I learned that we were like really more alike than we are different. Some just had a harder time than others. fast forward to now, 30 years later, I can proudly tell everyone here that really treatment works, APT treatment works. With the new leadership, I mean, APT has improved getting patients in treatment with the access model and moving into these beautiful spaces out of the back lot and the back alleyway of New Haven. Well, I have aged kind of 30 years, right? But, and fortunately, my patients also was growing older with me. So for many of them, I know their kids, I know their family, I know their grandkids. I mean, I think Dr. Tetrault can say that sometimes they don't even need to tell me what they need. I already know. It is just absolutely amazing. I know their struggles, I share in their successes. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to, and the privilege to really get connected to them. And I think that's what primary care is all about. And I tell all the students and residents that the most important thing for us physicians is really to make connection with them so that they would, if we can't solve the problem today, they will be able to come back tomorrow and that we're there for them. And I think everybody knows, I tell everybody I absolutely love my job. And I think it is, I'm just glad that, you know, it get recognized because this is the best job ever. And we make differences every day for patients. Well, a long time ago when my fellow physicians and friends ask me like where I work or what I do, sometimes they kind of look at me weird for my choice of specialty, like not always in a positive light. At that point in time, I could feel like I can really empathize with patients, you know, because at that point I feel like I was being judged, being a carer for addicted patients. But I think I can almost imagine how patients must feel when they are being judged, asking the doctors for care. Well, since then, Dr. Tetrault showed up. The whole interest in addiction medicine kind of exploded in front of us. I know Dr. Tetrault has people lining up to be in the fellowship right now. And so I feel so privileged to be able to contribute to this whole learning experience.
Is it still warm?
For the past 30 years, for the past 20 years, I think I was looking for a partner to work at CMU, and Dr. Tetrault showed up and really kind of lead the way into providing and paving the ways for smarter doctors, researchers, educators to get into the field of addiction medicine. So again, I just want to make sure that I'm so grateful that we're here celebrating together. And thank you so much and for allowing me to be part of this whole process. Thank you.
Happy 50th birthday, APT Foundation. It's been such an honor to serve as a staff physician at the Central Medical Unit for the past 13 years. I want to make a special shout out to our honorees tonight, both of whom are strong, supportive women role models for me and my career. Congratulations, Dr. Shi and Dr. Carroll. You guys deserve all the praise in the world.
Hi, I'm Carolyn. I am one of the Addiction Medicine Fellows that is lucky enough to work within the Central Medical Unit. I just want to say congrats to the APT Foundation on their 50th year anniversary. It's an absolutely amazing accomplishment. And a special shout out as well to Dr. Shi, who is just an amazing educator, and I'm so lucky to have the opportunity to learn from her and everyone else at the APT Foundation. Congrats again. Happy anniversary, guys.
Hi, this is Kenny Morford. I'm one of the doctors at CMU. I started here as a fellow, and I was lucky enough to continue working at APT over the past few years. I want to give a special thank you to Dr. Shi, who's been a huge inspiration for me. Thank you so much and congratulations. Bye.
Hi, my name is Yvonne, and happy 50th anniversary to the APT Foundation. And to Dr. Shi, congratulations. Thank you for being an excellent leader and role model throughout these years. Bye.
Happy 50th APT Foundation from CMU staff. Congratulations, Dr. Shi, for all your hard work and dedication. Now here we go, Ready or not, it's time to face this challenge. Teamwork, we're coming together now, strong as ever. Teamwork. It's time we dare. We've got to share all of what we know. Don't be afraid. Hear what I said. We can make a difference. Teamwork. We're coming together now, strong as ever. Teamwork. We're lending our hands. We're taking a stand. Teamwork.
What a milestone, 50 years of promoting the health and recovery for those who live with substance use disorders and or mental illness. Happy 50th anniversary, APT Foundation. My name is Greg Hancock, and I am a pharmacist and owner of Hancock Pharmacy, who has been working with the APT Foundation for the past 10 years. Our business relationship started when I opened a pharmacy at 1 Long Wharf in New Haven and was welcomed to the building by the leadership of the APT Foundation. We started working together dispensing buprenorphine and other medications to their patients through a program called Access to Recovery. The business model was an ideal fit, and now we provide pharmaceutical services from our 3 locations for the APT Foundation patients, the Central Medical Unit, and their RSD residents. With the opioid crisis in our state, I am so proud to work with the APT Foundation, who places their patients' health and recovery their first priority, no matter the individual's medical or financial situations. I've seen it firsthand and have known friends that were treated by the APT Foundation and now live very healthy and productive lives. Once again, thank you for all you do, and happy 50th.
Hi, I'm Mayor Justin Elliker of the City of New Haven, and I'm honored to have this opportunity to extend my congratulations to the APT Foundation on its 50th anniversary celebration. As a proud supporter, it is my pleasure to be a part of this momentous occasion. Since its inception, the APT Foundation has provided a safe space for help, care, and recovery. You have impacted the lives of thousands in our community who live with substance use disorders and mental illness. I want to commend you, not only for providing specific trauma recovery groups for men and women, but for going beyond traditional treatment to provide assistance through APT's pillars of recovery. The APT Foundation achieves this through medication-assisted treatment for opioid dependence, a residential addiction services program for adults to assist in better living conditions, and their employment vocational services, which helps those who face multiple barriers to employment. This foundation continues to uphold its mission by delivering holistic healing through rehabilitation and programming. The clients you serve in our community come to you when they're the most vulnerable, and you offer the clinical services that are crucial for people to live productive and fruitful lives. We appreciate everything you do, and will continue to have our support here in New Haven. Once again, please accept my profound congratulations and happy anniversary.
Hello, my name is Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, and I am honored to have this opportunity to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the APT Foundation on its 50th anniversary celebration, a remarkable milestone in this very challenging time. Since its inception, the APT Foundation has quietly touched the lives of thousands, making all the difference in their lives and in our community. I want to extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to all of you, past and present, who have dedicated your time and energy to making the APT Foundation such a success. The clients you serve come to you at their most vulnerable, seeking help without disrespect, care without derision, and recovery without judgment. The APT Foundation provides the safe place and a secure environment they need to allow themselves to heal physically, emotionally, and spiritually. By providing them and their families with the support and encouragement they need to rebuild their lives, you are not only giving them a voice, you are giving them hope and opportunity. There is no greater gift. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank those of you who so generously support the APT Foundation and its mission. Your commitment and compassion ensures that this invaluable community resource will be able to continue to provide programs and services to those most in need. I wish that we could celebrate this wonderful milestone together. Until we see each other again, please accept my heartfelt congratulations on this special occasion. I hope that this message finds you in good spirits and good health. Happy 50th anniversary and best wishes for continued success.
I'm Mike Frieda, North Haven's first selectman, and I'd like to say it's a great delight to be part of this event here. I'd like to say happy anniversary to the APT Foundation. You know, years ago when CEO Lynn Madden was in my office, I saw very clearly the wonderful mission that the APT Foundation was performing. Little did we realize, all these years later, that the transformation of lives that the APT Foundation has been able to facilitate with friends of mine, with family members, with people I know personally, the mission continues to sustain and perpetuate itself. We in North Haven appreciate having the APT Foundation here. We appreciate not only the clinical services that are offered, but also the many wraparound services that are so critical to allowing individuals who need help to lead productive lives. As we look back, I look back with a great deal of fondness in terms of how we put this together here in North Haven. And as we move forward, I look forward to the continued transformation of lives that the APT Foundation facilitates for those people that need help and do not know where to turn. Your mission is critical.
Hi, I'm Richard Blumenthal, your United States Senator, and I'm really pleased and honored to join you in this very special celebration of the APT Foundation. First, congratulations and thanks for 50 years of extraordinary service to our state and to communities of people who need the treatment and research for substance abuse disorder and mental health issues that you have provided. I want to thank particularly Lynn Madden and David Parachini for their stewardship and their dedication to the cause. And to the honorees tonight, Kathleen Carroll and Dr. Julia Shi. Thank you so much for your immensely important contribution. To the staff and volunteers, you are on the front lines performing vital service, and you deserve thanks not only to the families and individuals you help, but to all of us who benefit from your service. Mental health, substance abuse disorder are now more important as targets of action than ever before as we go through this insidious and deadly pandemic. The isolation, anxiety, and stress, the sense of loneliness, and the burdens of fear and apprehension are growing, as are the overdose deaths. Opioid overdose deaths are a staggering 22% above last year's number for the first 6 months of this year. Each of them is a tragedy. You are helping to stem the tide of mental health issues and substance abuse disorder that are inextricably linked to the ongoing pandemic and produce results that are compounding the tragedy. I thank you for the great work that you're doing and that you will continue to do. Congratulations on your first 50 years and many, many more to come. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nancy Navarrete, Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. On behalf of DEMAS staff and the citizens of Connecticut, a big thank you and congratulations. Please keep making recovery possible. Thank you.
Paving the way forward, how can you help? Well, there are many ways that people can help, and many of you have done so in the past. You just heard some words from some of our elected officials about the increasing difficulty that we're having with the syndemic situation that we have with both opioid addiction, with racial inequity, with COVID-19. This is all inextricably intertwined. So I would ask you to continue your advocacy. Your support matters, and it matters today more than ever. Talk to your neighbors. There's a lot of mythology out there. There still remains a lot of stigma, as you heard from our board member, Betty Levy. There's a lot of stigma against the persons who identify as having substance use disorders. Those stigmas are compounded by social isolation, by other social determinants of health, like the zip code that you live in or the color of your skin. So I really urge you to be an advocate, and that can take some very concrete forms. And one of those forms is to advocate for particular pieces of legislation, to advocate in communities for treatment programs to be allowed to locate, to advocate in your places of worship for support for the persons that we serve. I would also just like to let you know that we have we always can use your donations, and this fall we are going to have a series of community forums that we're asking any of you who are interested to participate in. These forums will bring up some of the issues that have been raised by our previous speakers, such as social isolation, such as racial disparities in treatment, such as access issues in substance abuse treatment. So I would really very much appreciate your participation on a going forward basis. Please follow us on social media to stay informed, and here are some of the ways that you can do that. You can also just email me or call me. I'm happy to hear from any of you at any time. Now we're going to hear from one of our board members, Valerie Goodkin, with a personal story. Valerie.
Good evening. My name is Valerie Goodkin, and I'm a proud member of the Board of Directors for the APT Foundation. What a great evening celebrating the 50th anniversary of the APT. I would like to get a bit personal and share a typical Saturday morning. I wake up to find my 32-year-old daughter standing by my bed with my favorite cup of coffee in her hand. She hands me my cup, and then she slips into the bed next to me. She props up the pillows and she begins to share with me all about her week. We catch up. Now that may not seem like much to you, a pretty ordinary morning. Well, not for me. The foundation is meaningful and significant to me because I am certain that without APT, my daughter would not have survived her substance use disorder of many years, and I would not be savoring those Saturday mornings spent together. Lauren had been in many various outpatient and inpatient programs, both in-state and out-of-state, over a period of many years. She would have small windows of success, but it was not until the APT Foundation, that was located right here in our hometown, thank you to Michael Frieda, that we were given hope and healing. Lauren has been living her best life, and she has sustained and maintained recovery for the past 5 years. Of course, she works hard at her recovery every day, but I am eternally grateful to APT, their founders, their staff, our honorees this evening, and everyone involved for giving us the resources and providing us an exemplary treatment program. Happy 50th anniversary, APT. We celebrate you.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and on August 29th, I was blessed to celebrate 6 years as a client at the APT Foundation's Orchard Hill campus in North Haven. I came to the APT Foundation as an IOP client. I was put on probation for my 6th arrest for a drug-related crime. I was not interested in methadone in the least when I came to the APT Foundation. Despite my mom and I being active advocates in the substance use community for many years prior to coming to the APT Foundation, I still had a lot of stigma associated with methadone and a lot of inaccurate information about methadone when I came to the APT. After spending some time in the IOP, I got to learn more about methadone and more about the program. And a couple weeks in, my mom and I discussed it, and we made the decision that I would start methadone. I've done everything else that you could possibly imagine to try to, get into recovery and stay in recovery. And this is it for me. If I don't try this, I'm gonna die. And within a few short months, my life changed radically. The APT's methodology is what allowed for that to happen. They do not push people to get sober with the snap of a finger. They give people time to fail and time to pick themselves up and start over again. They never rushed me. They allowed me to go at my own pace. And when I was ready to make changes, they are always there to assist you in any way that they can. The APT also provides a lot of services beyond just methadone, such as vocational services. They provide me a psychiatrist in-house who manages my medication and allows me to participate in my treatment. They created aftercare groups for IOP when we asked for continued support. When we asked for more days, they gave us more days. When we asked for a women's group, they gave us a women's group. Anything that we've asked for, the APT has given to us within reason. Addiction is a family disease, and my mom and I went through it together. She is the reason that I'm alive today. And I could be no prouder of her and the work that she's done to support families of people who are struggling with substance use disorder. And I could not be more grateful for everything that she's done for me to get me here to this place today. I would also be remiss if I did not thank APT Orchard Hill's director, Kim DiMiola, and supervisor, Jeff Haynes, who happens to be my counselor. Without those two individuals and the rest of the staff at APT, I could not have done what I've accomplished in the past 5.5 years of my recovery. 6 years ago, I was the walking dead. I was shooting multiple bundles of heroin a day. I had been arrested 6 times. I almost had my leg amputated due to an abscess. The things that I went through were just horrific, and I was so close to death. I was unemployable. Today, I am the practice administrator for a multi-location optometric practice where I oversee 4 locations in Connecticut and 1 in New Hampshire. I get to speak on substance use disorder to children in schools, as well as town officials in the town that I live in. I have an amazing partner and an amazing best friend who is about to make me an auntie. And I met both of those fantastic individuals at the APT Foundation. I have extended family back in my life again, and I'm welcome at Christmas dinner. And that's something I didn't have in my addiction at all. I could not ask for more in my life today. And I cannot thank the APT Foundation enough for what they've provided to me. And I cannot thank the donors enough who make it possible for a program like this to exist. I sincerely cannot thank you enough for what you've given me. Thank you so much for your time.
Happy birthday, APT Foundation. Happy 50 years of being part of this community. My name is Ayana. I'm here at the APT Foundation Legion Clinic. I'm so happy to be part of this community of leaders that are striving to help people in need when it comes to substance abuse and mental health services. Now more than ever, we need to be a part of this community politically and culturally. So let's hope we continue on for another 50 years. Happy birthday.
Happy 50th anniversary. From all of us from Legion Clinic,
where we love our clients. Happy 50th anniversary
from the Legion Clinic.
Happy 50th to the APT Foundation. Congratulations, 50 more, 50 more.
5-0.
Happy anniversary from the Legion nurses.
From the Legion Clinic.
Happy
birthday,
Foundation!
Bon anniversaire.
Bon anniversaire.
Woo!
The North Haven Clinic is wishing the APT Foundation a happy 50th anniversary. We appreciate being a part of the community that is working hard to improve the lives of those living with mental health and substance use disorders. We are proud to be able to offer
individualized treatment,
destigmatizing addiction,
a multitude of clinical services,
honoring clients' choices,
same-day admissions, client-centered care.
We at the North Haven Clinic care deeply about the population we are serving. We hope to continue to inspire change, improve the quality of life, and many more people to come. Again, happy 50th APT Foundation.
Happy 50th anniversary, APT. Happy birthday. Congratulations on 50 years. Yay.
Happy 50th anniversary, APT.
Happy anniversary, APT. Here's to another 50.
Happy 50th anniversary, APT Foundation.
Happy 50th anniversary, APT.
Happy anniversary, APT Foundation.
Happy 50th.
Woo!
Happy anniversary. Thank you for welcoming me back. Glad to be back.
Happy 50th, APT. Woo! Happy 50th, APT.
Happy anniversary.
Yay! Happy 50th, APT. Keep rocking it.
Hello, I'm Greg Nodelman, Clinic Director at the APT Foundation West Haven Clinic. I'd like to congratulate Dr. Shi and Dr. Carroll on their achievements and wish APT many more years of success and a happy 50th anniversary.
Guinevere Bell. I'm a PCA at the West Haven Clinic. I've been here for 2 years. Lourdes Santiago, PCA. I've been here for 5 years.
Hi, I'm Kathy Federico. I've been with the APT Foundation for 29 years.
My name is Al. I'm a counselor.
Dr. Oluwole Jegede. I'm one of the new addiction psychiatry fellows at the APT Foundation.
Hi, I'm Alana. I started at APT 2 years ago as a clinical intern, and now I'm a clinician.
Hi, I'm Quay. I started at APT a year ago as a housekeeper, and now I'm a PCA.
Hi, I'm Diana. I started at APT as a counselor 4 years ago, and now I'm a clinical supervisor.
Hi, I'm Caleb Rodriguez, employment specialist with AVS at Vocational Services. I've been with the company 26 years.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm a counselor at the West Haven Clinic. I've been at APT Foundation for 7 years now.
This is wishing APT Foundation a happy 50th anniversary. Thank you for welcoming us, and thank you for all you do for our patients.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity to work here and to continue to grow. I learn every day something new about not only the clients, but about myself.
The cranes in Japanese culture represents wishes and desires. My name is Richard, and I wish for hope.
My name is Fran, wishing for APT support.
I'm Tracy, and I wish APT health. I'm Liz, and I hope for good things to come.
I'm Victor, and I hope for empathy. I'm Al, and my crane represents serenity.
I'm Teresa, and my hope is for recovery for those who seek it.
Have a happy anniversary. Happy 50th anniversary.
Happy golden anniversary, 50 years. Congratulations, APT Foundation. We love you.
Happy 50th, APT!
Hi, we're the RSD kitchen team. My name's Ray Bissell. My name is Tony Rosado.
My name is Ayana Reyes.
My name is James Vanderwood.
And we would like to wish a happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary!
So I'd like to thank everyone who participated in pulling this program together, all of you who created and sent in recorded messages, those of you who have been live with me this evening. A special thanks and an appreciation to our honorees, Dr. Kathleen Carroll and Dr. Julia Shi, as well as our sponsors. I can't say enough about how good I feel right now in terms of all these good wishes. I do really appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks so much for showing up tonight, which is one of the things that matters most. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Patrick O'Connor to give us a real toast, a formal toast. If you have a beverage of choice, mine happens to be water in a very beautiful glass. Dr. O'Connor.
Well, thank you, Lynn, and I'm really honored to be asked to conclude tonight's celebration of the APT Foundation's first 50 years of extraordinary accomplishments in treatment, research, and recovery with a toast. So if you have one handy, please grab your favorite beverage. In my case, I have some Perrier with a touch of lime. For a toast to give thanks. Thanks to Herb Cleaver and Roz Liss for bringing APT to life. Thanks to Lynn Madden and her wonderful leadership team and the APT board for their inspired leadership in guiding the APT Foundation to new heights in providing state-of-the-art, evidence-based, patient-centered addiction care. Thanks to our outstanding APT Foundation staff of 347 exceptional individuals, including counselors, psychologists, nurses, physicians, other direct care providers, along with pharmacists, vocational services experts, technicians, maintenance and administrative staff, and all APT employees for their commitment to providing the best possible multidisciplinary care for our patients who entrust all with their health and well-being. Thanks to tonight's honorees, the amazing Julia Shi and the wonderful Kathleen Carroll, for your commitment and creativity on behalf of our patients. You both represent the very best of what APT Foundation is all about, ensuring that every patient's recovery experience is handled with safety, dignity, respect, and empowerment. And finally, thank you to our patients for entrusting the APT Foundation with your health and well-being as you and your families do the hard work to successfully deal with addiction. As it says on the APT website, everyone knows somebody, and everybody at APT knows and appreciates all the hard work that our patients do in partnership with everyone here to improve your lives and those of your families and communities. It is truly inspiring to see what APT has accomplished in its first 50 years. And now it's on to the next 50 years with even greater heights of success in treatment, research, and recovery for the benefit of those we serve. So let's now raise a glass and toast a heartfelt thank you and congratulations to the APT Foundation and everyone we serve. Bravo.
Bravo.
Hi, back at you with a few stats for our silent auction. There are 2 minutes left to bid, and the most popular items so far have turned out to be the Les Georgettes enamel cuff bracelet, beginner's fly fishing course, chocolate lover basket, New York Ranger signed puck, and a tent that hangs from the trees. So you can tell a little bit about our priorities and lifestyles from what we bid on. Thank you. We raised several additional $1,000 for APT just from the auction alone. So whether you donated an item, bid on it, we'll let you know soon if you get to keep it. Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor, for that great handover. And it's been such a moving experience here tonight. And I was meant to be talking about the website, which, as you know, is coming. We've been working with the APT Foundation now for about a year and trying to help them bring their human stories forward. And we've heard so many good examples of that tonight. So I'm Glenn McDermott. I'm the CEO of Red Rock Branding. We've been branding healthy communities now for more than 10 years. And it's just been an absolute honor and joy and so much fun to work with Lynn and her team and do this important work in the community. And I just wanted to shout out and say we love working with you, and the work that you do in the community is awesome. Particularly shout out tonight to Ali Sordi, who's just been pushing all of those levers and buttons behind the scenes. Her production work has been outstanding, and also Eleanor Slumber, two team members that have been particularly doing great work on this project. So pulling it all together in the end, you know, we hope to continue to this conversation to help break the myths around and stigmas around this kind of important work that we're doing in the community. So thank you all. It's been a fun night. I'll pass it on.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. Congratulations to APT Foundation. We'd like to leave you with a song from Randy Newman called Feels Like Home.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Feel free to unmute yourselves.
It was awesome. Good job. Awesome, everyone.
Great job.
Great job.
Great job. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Good job, everybody. Thank you. Congratulations.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And there's something in your voice that makes my heart
But not leave this. No, he'll be gone. I'll wait till you get back.
Don't let Boomer get those snacks.
If you knew how lonely my life has been and how long I've been so alone, and if you knew how I wanted someone.
The band members are related to Lynn too, just FYI. The talent runs in the family.
My life the way you've done, but it feels like home.